Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. 2020 Bingham Fellows has been a great experience. As the mayor of the city of Jeffersontown, I, Bill Dariff, is privileged to be a part of the Bingham Fellows this year. We started off with a little under 50 people, and we divided up into categories to what we felt was the best thing to make Louisville the top-tier city. Our group was one that saw the digital divide that needed to be solved, that needed to be helped. It has been a long time that we've had this, but what has happened this year has exponentially made it an item that we have to solve. Our group of 13 asked one question. That one question exuberated into many answers. The question is, what if? What if a child had equal opportunity and access to virtual learning? Kamara could be doing her homework at home instead of having to borrow Wi-Fi from the parking lot next door. What if all seniors had access to the quality health care? Larry wouldn't have to go to the library to visit his doctor. What if everyone could stay connected with friends and loved ones and not feel isolated? Jean could visit her grandson in Chicago. What if all people had access to employment and business opportunities? Rebecca could apply for a better job and raise the level where she wants to be in the future. Back many years ago, we outlawed housing redlining. Today, that same map is a digital divide map that overlays what we have in this community, and we can get rid of it. Did you know 53,000 households don't have internet access? 45,000 households don't even have the computers to make the access. And 90% of our low-income families aren't aware of the low price they can get to make access. But even at the low price, they have to buy food. They have to provide for their family. We can do better. Did you know that to support remote, non-traditional instruction, as we've learned now, NTI, Jefferson County schools had to distribute 60,000 devices, 11,000 hotspots, and field 122,000 inbound technical calls. And unfortunately, the CARES money will run out, and our students still need the help we need in the future. We can do better. We must do better. We must pursue digital equity for all those in Louisville. Digital equity is the condition in which all individuals and communities have the information technology access and skills needed for full participation in our society, our democracy, and our economy. To be a top-tier city, we must break through barriers, we must close the digital divide, and we must achieve the digital equity that our community so deserves and wants. But we realized when we started this process, and many people believe that the only thing to digital divide is providing the access. That's only one leg of the three-legged stool. If we do not have all three legs, the process falters. So first thing we have to do is get the access. But then the person has to have the hardware to get to the access. And as all of us know, when we get a new computer, we get a new phone, whatever we get, the third leg is to learn and be trained how to use it properly. Our digital inclusion team was made up of many different people from all parts of the community, all different zip codes of the community that were concerned, realizing that we are a community of all, that we all should be included when we reach out for the future. The digital team realized the only way to accomplish this is through a coalition of nonprofits, businesses, and governments coming together to combat what we see as the problem of digital divide. To arrive at this project over the past several months, our group has collectively spent hundreds of hours gathering information, meetings, researching. We have met with dozens of agencies working on digital inclusion. We have consulted with incentives with other cities like Kansas City, Columbus, and met with the National Digital Inclusion Association, who has done the best practices across the United States. We have conducted a community assessment of many of the members of our community to see where they are. We have to reach out to those that do not have that ability, to bring them into the group, to ask them what they need. The pandemic has accelerated and shown us where the gaps are in the digital divide. The pandemic has shown us that learning, health, education, and jobs, both working at home and trying to find one, is something that has been paramount, and we need to make the next steps to make the community a better place and assess where our actions should go. Our research led us to conclude to several things. One of them is digital access is a human need of today. Similar to the water that flows to your house or the light that comes on when you flick the switch, digital access is something that we need to survive and thrive in a community of all. Today, amongst the working home, the NTI, it lies an opportunity to make a change. Many promising efforts are already underway, though none have any scale, and that's why we are here today. A coalition is a scalable mechanism to bring action, attention to digital equity, and help close the relative poverty and racial equity gap. Any effort to bend the curve of digital inclusion must be sustainable and scalable. Digital inclusions include a coalition, a working group, a group that must carry on from beyond the Bingham Fellows. I want to introduce you to Louisville Digital Inclusion Coalition, a powerhouse group established to convene, coordinate, expand the dozen of efforts of existing disparity digital inclusion initiatives into one highly functional, solution-oriented coalition. This group is already made up of many members. As you see before you, all the different emblems of the people that have been involved, and many that have not are not listed. But we're up to 80 groups now. And we've had numerous meetings with these people, and we realize that these groups are helping. They're reaching out. But again, it's not scalable. They haven't joined forces. What does our coalition need? It's sponsor agency to house the coalition and serve as a financial agent, a managing coordinator that will wake up every morning wanting to make sure we eliminate the digital divide, a governance structure that is inclusive and flexible, a volunteer leadership amongst the whole community getting involved, whether it's a part of donations, your time and talent, or just believing this is something that we need in our community. Sustainable funding and operation is very essential for the coalition, and the fund has to have initiatives and look forward to where we go. Where are we going from here? We must firm up commitments with the coalition partners and calendar future meetings. Firm up funding opportunities and options. We believe that there are several out there that are very scalable. We must secure a host site, as I said before, and right now we're working with United Way, and it looks promising at this time. Once we firm up a home, some funding, we must hire a person, as I said, that believes in our mission statement. Important is that we look for the funds to provide for the future. We look for the funds to start it now. It's always great to have a project and put it on a shelf, but that doesn't solve the problem. We at Bingham Fellows want to have a project and move it forward to solve what the problem is out there today. The digital divide has long been amongst us, and we may be a little late coming to the table, but we're not too late to solve the problem. Creation of the coalition is an accomplishment in itself, but we also want tangible products that will work. We want to have something like the LG&E Winter Help, where people can donate their funds. We want to be able to refurbish computers. We want to be able to have a help desk for when you're in need. We all know we want somebody to call to solve the problem right now. We want to be able to have an advocacy so the future of the project is always alive and moving forward. The Louisville Inclusion Coalition is on its feet and ready to become an important part of our community. Creation of the coalition is both inclusive and equitable to provide the opportunity for Kamara to learn, Larry to stay healthy, Jean to connect with her family, and Rebecca to advance her career. We need your help. We need you to be involved. We need you to believe that the next great thing in this community to make it a top-tier city is to eliminate the digital divide in our community. So please, thank you for being a part of it today, and I appreciate you joining forces with us in tomorrow. God bless.